Hi everyone, it's Linda from LindaZ in Arlington Heights, Illinois. Today I have a guest that's going to show you a couple of quick, easy, wonderful tips. I'm going to turn it over to Mary. You're going to love the technique she's showing you. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
Hi, thank you, Linda, for that introduction. Today I wanted to talk about the serger foot, the piping feet. We actually now have 3 with Bernina, and other manufacturers will have at least 1. Now, what Bernina has had is they've had the piping foot small and the piping foot large. What you can do with the small and the large, this is piping, or otherwise known as cording also. You use it in home deck purposes. So what we would have done is made the piping and cording first and then inserted it. You can also use the Bernina small and the large piping foot for zipper insertion. I put zippers in all the time with my piping feet, all the time, because they're so easy. And there's full instructions in the Bernina book of serging for that. So I didn't want to demonstrate that today, but I did want to talk about it as being one of the uses. So Bernina just came out with a brand new extra large piping foot. And of course, as a Bernina serger owner, I had to have the foot. Now, my standard piping for here is this size. This is 3 to 4 millimeter, and what happens is it rides in the groove. See how that works? It rides in the groove, and it rides. This is the small one, so I would use the large. If I had to pick between having one or the other, I have both, just so you know. So that's the large and small standard piping foot that Bernina had out. Like I said, they just came out with the extra large piping foot. That was a 4 millimeter piping cording. This is a 6, so you get to see the difference. This foot will take a 6, an 8, or a 10 millimeter piping cording, so you can see the difference. If this is a little bit over 6, how large we can get. So it's a little bit different. It doesn't just snap on and off like your standard cording foot would just snap on and off like this, and all your other makes and models of machines do the same thing. This one, you actually have to take the ankle off. What's unique about that is this foot, the extra large piping foot, is meant to fit the entire 8 series that Bernina makes. So that's the entire 8 series. They give you the full line of instructions, which is really nice because I am going to refer to them. They give you the foot, which they have the ankle attached. That's why we have to take the ankle off. This is the cording piping foot, and then this is my adjustable guide. So the wrench here is a torque wrench. The first time you take this ankle off, it's going to be a little bit tight. I like to call it man tight. So you might have to get a little bit of help to take it off. Remember that it's lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Do not take this screw out all the way. We're going to take it out halfway, loosen this, raise the foot up, drop your blade, and pull that off and set it aside. Now, I am going to take the needles out just to aid me in putting this foot on. So I'm going to take my needles out really quick. So I want to put the ankle on, and the easiest way is to bend it. With the needles out of the way, it goes on really easy. I'm going to take my torque screwdriver and tighten it back up, but not too tight so that when you go to take it off, it's too tight again. So now I've got the only foot on that I need. We're going to reinsert my needles. I can drop my foot out of the way. Remember when you're putting in your needles that it's flat side to the back. Tighten down your set screw, but not overly tight. Some of you use a needle inserter to hold your needles. I've been doing it so long that I like the feel of it with my fingers. You can see that my needles are all the way up in the window. We're going to take just one moment. And when you're doing cording, you are threading up for a 4-thread overlock stitch. It's your choice if you want to use 2 needles or 1 needle. So if you don't want to use 2 needles, you're setting up for a 3-thread overlock. The only difference you're going to do is your stitch length is going to be a stitch length of 3.5 instead of 2.5. Don't forget to put your blade back up. Okay, I'm all set up. Now, so here's my piece of piping. Normally you would be cutting bias strips. You're going to lay your piping right sides out so you're covering the length of the piping. The piping, or the cording, is going to go in the groove right there. And you can see where it is. Now, what's unique on this particular new foot, I have this sliding adjustment. I'm going to put my foot down, and you can see that I press this in, and it will go down and hold against the piping. Depending on the height and the width of the piping is depending on how this slides down. I've got room. I do want it to be firm against the piping. I'm going to hold my piping. My foot is lowered. I'm going to hang on to all 4 of my thread tails, and I'm going to start sewing. And I'm going to go real slow so you can see this. It's guiding the cording and holding it in place. There'd be no way I could use this fat of a cording with any of the other feet. I'd have to go to my, and then angle off. I'd have to go to my sewing machine to do a piping of this heaviness. So you can see I'm nice and neat. I should have cut that off there. And this is just the 6mm. I can go 8 or 10. So that's almost double what this is. So this is the new foot by Bernina, the extra large piping foot. We have it in stock. Call the store. If you'd like, come on in. I'd be glad to show you how it works again. And look at the difference in the 2 pieces there. Now, I cannot use this to insert a zipper. For that, I'm going to use the original CS or CL, the 16, or the small or the large. But this is for the new piping foot. I absolutely love it. Look for other demonstrations down the road. They have come out with 4 or 5 new feet just in time for April's Serger month. So again, thanks for this brief opportunity to do a demonstration on one of my favorite feet on the Serger. Thank you.